Just like the Great Salt Lake, I'm salty AF, baby.
If life is a circus, then this dancing bear is in the center ring. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear. And welcome to The Real Housebears.
So yesterday when I said that really incredibly hurtful thing to you and you walked away from me, that really hurt my feelings. But I've thought about it, and I want more podcasts.
Bless your heart. Like, you don't have enough podcasts in your life?
No, I want more podcasts.
You have such an amazing podcast.
But you have to edit it all.
Oh, God.
You stay home and edit all the new podcasts that I'm going to create.
Oh.
The world needs more podcasts like the podcasts we have now.
I'm pest.
I'm pest.
I don't understand why.
I'm pest.
I'm pest.
You know what I'm not pest about?
What?
Is that we got a new housewife city this week.
Oh, we sure did. That's crazy to hear. Dubai?
Well, I'm not. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit pest.
Pest.
Well, I am too. For
Tamara
reasons.
Barney and Jenny from Salt Lake City, they both say pests. Like,
Pest. I'm so pest right
both
now.
of them. But, people have been a little bit in an uproar because of the laws against women in Dubai, the laws against LGBTQ in Dubai. In July, especially in July.
It's year-round, but
Dubai.
July in Dubai.
They really
is
hate
really
the
intense.
gays and the girls in July.
Don't go in July. I bet it's so hot there, too, in July.
Oh, that's why they're so mad at the gays and the women. But I'm, however, excited about the prospect of, Lindsay Lohan lives in Dubai.
I'm just a little bossy.
She's a mess.
And I did read a headline, so that must be the fact.
Well, of course.
I read a headline that Andy Cohen was into Lindsay Lohan being a housewife of Dubai.
The only reason why I'd be excited about Dubai is because there's so much luxury there.
Yeah, I mean, it really would make Beverly Hills look like the poor people.
Oh, God.
Imagine how it makes
Kathy Hilton? Oh, my gosh.
Well, no, she can hold her own.
Okay.
She can hold her own.
I think there's a ton of Hiltons in Dubai.
There's probably a Hilton head, never mind.
I can't read your mind if you haven't noticed.
Well, poor Bear, he's still sick.
What I'm also excited about, you didn't watch Ladies of London back in the day, which wasn't all that long ago, but Ladies of London was like the London Housewives. It was fantastic, but there were London women and women who were from America that lived in London.
Yes.
And Caroline Stanbury was a standout, and she lives in Dubai, and chances are she'll be on the show.
Stick around and you'll find out.
I did watch the Real Housewives of, what was it, Australia?
Melbourne.
Oh,
Yes.
my gosh, that show.
They have another season out. It's either filming now or it's already come out.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, it's hard to find unless you have some
Search
sort
for
of
it.
weird cable or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So exciting. Also exciting that The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is casting for season 3.
I think we should, apply.
I think we should totally
At
apply.
least friend of. I mean, we don't have lavish riches, but I'll go into debt.
I mean, Salt Lake City is the most culturally diverse cast.
Yeah.
It's a very original cast. There's a lot of talk about religion and stuff like that doesn't happen in the other cities. Mm-hmm. Why can't it be out of all of the cities in the world, why couldn't Salt Lake City be the first city to have house husbands?
What is the percentage of that happening?
I mean, we're not fantabulously fabulous, but we're hilarious.
Oh, no, I
think.
disagree. I think we're fabulous.
Oh, we're
we just
fabulous,
don't
but we don't
just
have the
ain't got
luxury.
money.
We don't have the money to back it.
No one wants to see these two poor guys in their hot closet.
But come on, Bravo.
But
Let's do this.
gays
Real
are really good
Housebears.
at going into debt to save face.
Oh, seriously. I mean, I will put out for jewelry.
Oh, that's tight. Yeah, that's tight, honey.
Right?
Or an outfit.
There you go.
I mean,
so
even for shoes. I mean,
here's to us on season 3.
Yes.
Cheers. Love you.
Love you.
I think everybody, the millions of listeners that that are listening to us right now,
Right.
need to write Bravo and be like, we need the Real Housebears on the Real Housewives of SLC.
Right,
At least
yes.
friend of.
We need to come up with a good hashtag. Y'all help us come up with a good hashtag.
Oh, I got great hashtags.
We'll have a social media storm
Bad weather.
getting us on to season 3 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
it's time.
I think it is time.
I think it's time. Listen, if we can have an international housewives, we can have some gay house bears.
Come on, Andy. I know you listen.
Come on, Andy.
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 Andy, come on. It's almost Christmas. Hey, I'm dating Santa Claus pretty much. And he will
Yes.
give you so many cool presents when December comes.
Yes. Even if you're Jewish.
I mean, anything.
I don't care what you're celebrating. I will give you and Ben the best Christmases you've ever had.
Ooh, you could even be Krampus, too.
I can
mean,
be-
you could be anything you want.
Listen, to have a role on Bravo, I'll be whatever you want me to be.
I'll do anything to be a star.
I'm ready for my close-up. Well, I'm ready to get into this wolf pack of secrets.
Ooh.
You know, I'm starting to think that maybe Lisa's boys, which one's the older one again?
And Jack.
I'm starting to think that Jack really does know some stuff of what he's doing.
Jack has been making business plans since he was like 3 years old.
He's been coached very well and given the homework projects, and he's doing the homework.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
I
clearly,
mean, because
Lisa is...
I don't even know what to do in those scenarios of like creating your own brand and like where do you go to get turmeric and like put it in like gel or something like what? I don't even know how
Yeah.
to start.
I mean,
So
even though
it's
Lisa
awesome.
is like feeding this and probably writes out all of his notes for him, he's learning it. He's
Maybe
being...
I don't think she's writing his notes for him. I think that she's giving him homework. I hope so.
Well, and he's standing in front of groups of adults and speaking.
holding his own,
Yeah,
yeah.
so impressive. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Starting off, though, Jen and Stuart are working.
Stuart.
I just want to watch Jen feeding Stuart a banana on
Didn't
a
she
rope.
do that in the first season too? Didn't she like feed him grapes, or was she being fed grapes?
I think he fed her grapes.
I love this relationship.
Yeah, I miss it, even though it's not ended yet. I miss it.
I know, and it's very close.
I know. Meredith and Brooks. Brooks is making smoothies, and Meredith is not interested in drinking her food.
I mean, that seems to be his MO. Remember, he was like getting milk from almonds in the first season?
Yes,
and
but
making
remember,
shakes?
Meredith made him a smoothie in season 1. Remember, she forgot to put the lid on it?
Yes. But I think that was more cocktails.
Oh, yeah, or maybe
I
like
think that was
a
cocktail.
margarita of some
Yeah,
sort.
I don't think she like drinks her food literally.
No.
Yeah.
It's Science Saturday at Jenny's house.
Oh my gosh, Science Saturday. Give her a YouTube channel.
Oh, yes.
She should start one.
It has to be in the works.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's probably already out. To be honest.
I've never seen this bubble situation, though. Have you seen that one before?
I've seen that like 5th grade. Thank you very much.
I forgot you're such a scientist. I don't enjoy all of the gas passing on this season.
I loved it. It was awesome.
It's upsetting.
Yes, it is. We've got Mary passing gas. Now we've got Carlin passing gas. I'm not into it.
I'm terrified of who's next.
Oh, God.
Rocky!
I can't imagine there'll be any other women on the cast.
No, I hope not.
No. Lisa is now showing up at Blue Sky
And she
Stables.
keeps like multiple times in this episode. She shows up with her crew of boys,
Yeah.
her sons and her husband.
Yeah,
It's cool.
And Jack like looks like an adult. He's dressed like an adult.
He's trying really hard. Those sunglasses are 10 times bigger than his face, but he's trying. But those Viper sunglasses are so like the rage on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Insta kids are into it.
Are they? What
Yeah.
about the TikTok?
I don't know.
Are the TikToking kids? Are they wearing them?
I don't know about TikTok, but maybe.
Well, you know, we did know that Fresh Wolf was into charity and donated a lot of their proceeds to charity, but we didn't know, I don't think, that you know Lisa's husband John was adopted or was a
I
foster
didn't know.
child.
I don't think any. Yeah, we didn't know that.
And Fresh Wolf for this charity event is working with Utah Foster Care.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
But again, whether Jack wrote these words or not, or learned these facts or were fed these facts. He's speaking clearly. He's being impressive.
Yeah, he's
Like,
not looking at his phone. He's glancing at it, and then talking. And
yeah,
it's very
I'm really
smart.
impressed by him. He's just a kid. He's just,
He is. He's
he
just a
just
kid.
learned to drive in season 1.
I
you know?
wish my mom was more hands-on with me like that as a child. I would have become so much more.
Maybe you guys should have just given her more tequila so she could be more productive.
Have more tequila.
She had enough wine.
So a lot of small scenes, and now we have Mary at La Trattoria.
La 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 la.
They're treating this like they're straight up in Italy.
Literally, like just trying to speak the language. Mary's
Right.
butchering it, but
Well,
she's
she
trying.
can't talk with all those accessories she's wearing. She's weighed down.
She's got those gloves on though.
She looks like a hobo.
She really, I said that in an early episode. I said, this is what like a super rich person loses all their money and all they have is all their wardrobe.
Yes.
So they just keep on mixing the wardrobe
Yeah,
up.
I'm sure it was expensive, but she totally looks like a hobo. Heather joins her. Whitney is next, so it's just the 3 of them. Mm-hmm. The chef is preparing a ceviche salmon.
No thanks. Even I'm not down with that. I hear ceviche. I'm like, nope, tried it before, threw up, and not going to do it again.
I was blindsided.
Yeah, I've never tried it, but I'm very particular about seafood already.
I gave it a good old try, and I threw it right up as soon as I bit into it, because it's not cooked enough for me.
Well, and plus, I have an issue with a slimy texture of
Yes,
food.
and that would be very slimy.
But you know what I don't have an issue of is thinking that my food is going to come back to life in my stomach.
After it's cut up and been dead for a while now, it's going to reactivate life in the acid in her stomach. I think she was probably thinking more of like parasites.
No, she's flat
But she,
out
like-
said it's going to come back alive. These aren't watermelon seeds, Mary. Like, when you're a kid, they're like, don't eat the watermelon seeds. They're going to grow in your belly.
Oh, my sister would show me the veins behind her ear, and she's like, I had one 5 years ago, and it's already growing. I only have a few times to live. It horrified
Yeah,
me.
I spent a lot of my childhood terrified that I was going to have watermelons or other fruit growing inside my belly.
But Mary, you are like a grown woman.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what I was thinking.
Oh,
But hey, she knows that seltzer water hardens your ovaries.
or freezes. We don't know
Freezes.
which
I
one
don't-
is it? I don't remember.
It does
but don't
something
use
to
the
them.
wrong one.
Good God, don't.
So they start to eat. Mary's like, but wait, we need to bless the food. And like, oh, Mary, do you want to bless it? She goes, oh, it's blessed.
I already blessed it.
I'm like, don't.
No, I blessed it right now. I blinked at it. Blink, blink.
Like I dream a
Blessed.
genie or crinkle your nose or something like that.
Yeah, anything you want. It's Mary. Mary is. She thinks she is. You know.
God.
I'm not going to say it out loud because I'm not going to be smited.
Mary's about to be smited by the courts.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess a food blessing doesn't require a real prayer.
But this really surprises me when Whitney starts going into the whole Lisa and Mary thing, and it sounds like she's like, well, Mary, sound like Lisa snapped at you first, blah, blah, blah. And Mary's like, no. I snapped back first. I was like, what? She like acknowledged it.
Yeah.
And she did. She was the first one to snap back, but apparently she just has deeper feelings and deeper issues about having to Google something or not believing you and needing to Google something.
Yeah, it's funny because Whitney has clearly not dived into her new friendship with Lisa because she's asking some questions, she's prodding.
In this episode, both of them, you could tell
yeah,
they
that
weren't
comes
even
up too.
close to into that relationship.
But Whitney ultimately is like, so Mary, why are you so triggered by Lisa or what Lisa said? And then Mary has a breakdown.
Lisa, when you question me, it just triggers.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, are we going to hear some crazy real stuff? Well, we heard crazy stuff.
I just don't know how one relates to the other. So Mary gets upset saying, well, I don't like it when people question me because my mom was questioning me for marrying Robert Sr. Yeah. But no, it wasn't about Mary being questioned about that. It was, I just didn't buy any of it.
We all pretty much know why Mary and her mom are not talking anymore. It all comes down to money.
Absolutely. All about that inheritance.
Yeah.
So it really is not about, oh, my mom didn't think I know how to make right decisions. That's not
it was
what
because
at
she
all.
wasn't going to give her mom anything. She was like, no, grandma gave it to me. And so that's why they disagree. But she probably goes by, I talked to Jesus and Jesus said this was right for me.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what she was insinuating.
Yeah, and she's just...
But I don't think that is at all related to Lisa Barlow saying, oh, Mary, is that true? I need to Google that.
It's just...
I think it was kind of a cop-out.
Total cop-out. Something to give her, more, sympathy.
Yeah, I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it at all.
Yeah. The thing that I've noticed about Mary in this episode and the last episode, she's got a serious God complex, megalomaniac complex.
Just figuring that out?
No. And it's mostly since she hasn't been getting that from her congregation because of COVID, she needs that from everybody else in her life. Robert Sr., her friends, because everything she says is fact. That's one way.
Validated.
Yeah, she needs to be validated. She needs to be worshipped. Honestly.
Wow.
And she hasn't been getting that from COVID. She had to do her podcast, but that's not the same. You're not getting it from
that
people.
Interaction.
And there's more and more stuff coming out how she thinks that she is like God in one aspect. There's more and more stuff coming out from family and this Cameron guy later. It's all super messy stuff, but Mary has a serious God complex and it's disgusting.
Oh, did I just say that?
I was surprised to find out that out of Mary's sister and 3 brothers, that only one brother sided with her mom. I don't know if I actually believe that.
I don't believe that either. And
I feel like that was a straight up lie. I don't know why.
Well, everything she says is so.
Because what sibling is going to go, yeah, Mary, hey, I need you to marry Grandpa Robert.
Yeah, you need to take all this inheritance. That
Yeah,
mom
Mary,
is hurt because her mom didn't give it to her.
I find that impossible
I
to
don't
believe.
get it at all. And I guess one brother is probably the brother that's come out and said things about her after the first season.
Yeah,
So,
probably. Now, Heather, she is actually the one who initiated with Mary. Is everything okay with Lisa?
yes.
And Heather really, Heather has a bad taste in her mouth about Lisa. She firmly believes, since day one, every move that Lisa makes is calculated. And
when
these few episodes
yeah.
are really starting to make it look like there's a lot of validity to what she's saying.
Well,
Other than trusting what Heather says, because we know she's an honest person.
Yeah.
But, the evidence just through the television is making it very evident.
Obvious, yeah.
So that's wild.
It's quite on brand, really.
Heather says that Lisa really only cares if you're on her team.
She's like, you're either my friend or you're not my friend. I'm like, wait, what?
This whole entire meal between Heather and Whitney and Mary was about Lisa.
Yeah. 100%.
Who knows how long they were there actually filming.
But it was
this whole
the
scene, their
subject.
whole meal was about Lisa.
I love this.
So back to Lisa. Jack is running the show. Again, whether Lisa has fed him all this or not, he's being really responsible. But I think it's kind of funny, they're doing some promo shoots, and they have little Henry promoting hair products, and he doesn't have any hair.
I know. But, you got to make him a part of it. If he wasn't a part of it, he would feel really left out.
Yeah.
But it's a family business, I guess. But it's not going to sell me a hair product.
No.
2 children aren't going to sell me facial products or anything for my skin because they're children.
Right.
I would much rather go to Iris and Beau where Whitney has been researching this since she was 18.
I'm so glad you just said that. This week was also the official launch of Wild Rose Beauty.
It is.
Congratulations, Whitney Rose.
Yes, congratulations. And it's a very sad day, too, because we just ran out of all of our cleansers of Iris and Beau.
Hey, girl, hook us up.
Well, I was really hopeful it wasn't going to come to this.
We heard you hooked up that one guy, Bleep, that Jim Shaw.
And we won't screw anybody over, I promise.
I swear.
I can't wait to talk about that. So Jen Shaw shows up as the Fresh Wolf.
Yes, of course. Well, of course she does.
Auntie Jen is the one that brings the fun, okay?
I love her. She is always there to entertain and have fun.
Yeah, she's a blast.
She's a blast.
She's
I
an
love her.
absolute blast. So they saw these wolf heads at a Fourier. earlier.
Isn't that where they have the furry jock strap?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think that's it.
So yeah, in Park City, on like the main strip where Meredith Mark's shop is and all these other cute specialty shops, there's at least 2 fur shops actually that have fur jock straps.
I think only one of them. There's 2 fur, but only one has a fur jock strap because it's the only one that's in the window.
Yes.
So they have it in the window. They even call it something, but it's a furry jock strap. And I don't know why we haven't bought it. Oh, it's probably because it's like $200.
No, I don't. I think I remember it being somewhat affordable considering it's real fur, but I think we just.
What if somebody throws red paint on me?
Yeah, I know. Or, I think it was just a little bit more expensive than we would normally spend on something. Like, we just can't really.
Well, now we have a podcast, and I'm going to have to get it so I can show everybody.
Venmo us some money so we can go buy the fur jock strap.
Auntie Jen, or Mama Bear Jen. I love it that she calls herself Auntie Jen to the kids.
Yeah,
she's got little nicknames for herself and everyone else, and I love it.
Auntie Jen has a little bit more spice.
So Lisa almost immediately asked Jen if she's okay because she's concerned that her and Heather are friends. Are you okay, Jen? You and Heather are friends. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, because apparently Heather is a horrible friend and toxic and just, you've
had such a
dysfunctional.
dysfunctional relationship in the past, so I just want to make sure,
I think you should have better friends. And this whole scene, I'm like, wait, Lisa, isn't this what you're afraid Whitney's doing to all of your friends? And you're doing this to Heather now? Girl, you are meddling too much. And now it's like you're having a hard time, like, not hiding it.
Yeah, and then to be fair, in the scene prior to that, Heather is saying all these things about Lisa to Mary. So, Heather and Lisa just really butt heads. They really
They're
don't
just
like
not
each
into
other.
each other.
They really
not
don't
at all.
like each other. And then we hear, then Lisa brings up this bleep person, another bleep.
Another bleep.
I wonder if this bleep is Bleep's dad.
Probably. It has to be. I mean, I don't know any other bleep family members that are like separate.
The bleeps of Utah.
The bleeps of Utah.
The bleeps of Utah, yeah. So the dad bleep was Jen's former employee, and he was supposed to make a dress for her, and he didn't make the dress on time, and he got the hellfire
verbally abused, like, I don't know, voicemail or whatever it was.
And we all heard it. It was all over the socials.
It was messy.
Everyone in Utah heard the leaked audio.
What I think about it? Jen just got busted.
I don't really remember a lot of lines, but a few did stick out to me.
Like, how many people do you need to make one dress?
Will you shut the up?
Don't have attitude with me.
Did your parents teach you how to lie?
It was messy for sure. According to Whitney in this moment, the real fault is Jen who didn't follow through.
Mm-hmm.
And Jen is visibly upset that Lisa brought this up on camera.
Yeah, she's very upset about it. Because I mean, she knows the voicemail came out. She knows everybody already heard it.
Poor Jen, no matter how hard she tries, she's trying so hard not to be the bad person.
She's like,
season.
I went and killed a wolf and gutted it, and I got its head and put it on for your Fresh Wolf photo shoot. And you're asking me about this?
Yes, she's like, I came into this season trying to be the good girl, and then Meredith and Brooks has issues with me. Now you're bringing up this situation that I'm trying to, get past and hope the world will forget.
But you know what? Lisa's not finished yet. Lisa now is going to bring up that, well, I saw that Whitney gave Bleep Jr., Iris and Beau.
I'm a loyal person. I would want to know if someone did that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lisa.
And Lisa said it was a gift. Lisa said it was a gift.
And Lisa is just trying to hit 2 birds with 1 stone right now.
And so now you can see that it wasn't just Whitney who's not diving into this friendship.
It's definitely
now, Lisa's
Lisa
not
too.
either. Like, they're both.
They're both like, yeah, love you,
yeah,
bye.
we're only looking forward,
Did you hear
Lisa.
about that bitch?
Yes. We're only looking forward. We're only looking forward. But Lisa makes all of this just like, I want to make sure that someone is on your side.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure that someone's on your side,
Who's
Jen.
taking care of you, Jen?
Yes, that's the only reason why I'm bringing all this up about Heather and Bleep and Whitney.
I don't buy that at all.
Yeah.
I don't buy it at all.
I'm not being transparent.
No, she's not at all. She hasn't been transparent this whole season.
Oh, goodness. Well, transparently, I would like to take a little bit of a break.
Oh my gosh, we could take a break.
Yeah, we'll take a little bit of break, get out of the hot closet, and come back and go rollerblading with Whitney and, hey, Will.
Oh yeah, her brother. All right, bye guys, ladies, and everyone.
Bye.
I think I'm gonna have to disengage.
Hi, this is Jen Shaw from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and you're listening to the Real Housebears podcast.
And we're back.
Thanks, girl. We're back with Whitney and her, I find, very handsome brother, Will.
He's very cute.
When I first saw their shirts, I kept reading Bladders Club.
I know, and I wrote Bladders Club, and then
And I was like, wait, what?
we rewound it.
Did they pee on each other when they were kids? What's going
Oh
on?
my gosh. But it's rollerblading.
The Bladers Club.
Blading.
Established 1995.
Which is awesome.
So when they hang out, they call each other and like, hey, Bladers Club today?
Let's do it.
Yeah, and they dress like they're in the
Neon.
80s.
Yeah, they dress in neon.
That was really cute. So they do some showing their skills on the blades.
And then show their skills with their handshakes.
Yeah, I mean, they got it going on. Clearly this something they used to have a lot of fun doing.
Yeah.
Whitney asks Will how their dad is doing, and we find out that Will talks to his dad about once a week.
Goes disc golfing with him?
Yeah, they're seeing
Goes
each other
and gets
quite
dinner?
regularly, and Whitney is heartbroken by this.
I would be pissed.
Because he lived with them for a very long time,
And
and
she
now she
helped
hasn't
him
talked
with-
to him in 6 months.
She helped him financially. She helped him when nobody was going to help him.
Yeah.
It's rude and it's selfish.
So she's feeling quite burned that she did all that work to get everybody together.
Well, it sounded like, from what she was saying, that he was back on whatever pills or whatever he was doing when he came over to watch the kids, and he had some kind of maniac frenzy and chased the delivery guy down the road on his motorcycle or something.
Yeah, screaming at him.
Screaming, like, what were you screaming at him for? What was he? And the poor kids are like upstairs, terrified, like hiding underneath their beds, probably. Like, that's and crying.
Yeah.
Like, that is scary when the person watching you has like a manic episode.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So it's the first time that Whitney really stood up to him and asked him to leave. And,
He did not like that.
But, just this morning I was having a conversation with my mom about a relative who kind of has disappeared a little bit. And I'm like, when people are ashamed of themselves or when people are ashamed of their lives, a lot of people hide away.
Yeah, it's easy for them to forget rather than to try to get forgiveness.
So he just doesn't want to confront.
Deal with any of it.
Yeah.
He just wants to live his life the way he's doing right now. And that's upsetting.
But, I'm with Will. Just because they're blood, it doesn't mean you have to be family.
Yeah.
A lot of people stay in really toxic relationships with family members just because they're family members.
Mm-hmm.
But, as someone who hasn't lived near my parents for most of my adult life, or lived anywhere near my blood relatives for most of my adult life.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, family, to me, are the people that I choose.
Yeah, that happened to me a lot, especially for people that are gay. They find their family more than their original family most of the time.
People who feel in general are outcasts from
their family,
blood
so they
relatives.
find So I like that he said that, and I agree. I think she should just say, you know what, I tried. I can't let this illness destroy me as well, and I need to let him go. And if he comes back, that's great. But for right now, I just need to heal myself.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't like this topic.
Heather and Ashley are next meeting Meredith and Chloe for a meal, lunch, or dinner.
Something.
Meredith asks Ashley about school, and Ashley and Chloe talk about college life and Greek life for a while.
Chloe is at Boulder.
And there was no Greek life at BYU.
No sorority, no frats, nothing.
None of that.
Nothing fun.
But Meredith's like, we want to hear about your good time girl days at BYU, Heather. She's like, Y'all, I've been trying to tell ya.
I ain't got no stories. I just wanted to get married and have kids.
But she does have a whopper of a story.
I wasn't a good time girl, but I did go as a travel companion to Cancun with a little person. Wait, what?
That she went as a travel companion on a booze cruise with a little person. That's a story.
She went to Cancun.
I mean, that's a good time girl as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
you don't have to be drunk and giving it out to the boys to be a good time girl.
Just be adventurous.
Yeah, that's a wild.
But the wildest thing that happened to her was she won a singing contest on the booze cruise, I think.
Yes, it very reminded me of our booze cruise during the honeymoon.
Where you won the dance competition.
Yes.
And you got like a fifth of rum or something.
Yes. So just like Heather, who didn't drink, she won alcohol, and I won.
But we drink.
But not rum, though. So
we left it there. That's true.
Yeah, we did. But it was funny. I liked living that parallel that I was on this weird booze cruise in Mexico and won a talent competition, if you will.
A talent.
Yes, a talent competition.
You guys are being really annoying.
Thank you, bruh.
Meredith has rented a 7-bedroom house in Vail, Colorado for her family, but her family can't go.
Isn't there only like 4 people in her family?
Well, they need to have plenty of room for their luggage and,
also
for all the straps of Brooks Marks attire.
That's true. He doesn't know
where
where
else
he's
is he
going
going
to
to store his straps.
Mom, what am I going to do with this strap?
This is high fashion. You wouldn't understand.
But I know that I like that Heather was like, so you're telling me about this, so are you inviting me?
Yeah, so what is this? Is this like a party happening?
Like, are you really inviting me, or are you just telling me that you have a house and making me drool over it? What's going on?
Sick of the passive-aggressive little jokes.
But yeah, Meredith's going to invite everyone. She's not so sure about Jen, so she's going to let Heather invite Jen.
Which is going to cause an issue later on, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Back over to the Fresh Wolf event. Meredith, Chloe, and Brooks arrive. Chloe looks so gorgeous.
Oh, she's super gorgeous. But I wanted to say that Lisa makes it a point to tell her that Jack and Henry made up the guest list and they were on it.
Yeah, to make sure that they felt important, that they were appreciated for their contribution of their support.
Or was it maybe Lisa said, you should invite Heather and Whitney. Meredith and Whitney, because they'll be really good for your event. You don't want to invite Jen because she's going to cause a stir. You don't want to invite Heather because I hate her.
Right. Well, I'm sure it was a combo planner.
Yeah, but it was a combo planner.
It's hard to believe that much that Lisa doesn't do isn't planned out and calculated.
Now I'm getting more and more like sus.
Yeah. Over at Heather's house, Jen brings gifts.
Of course she does.
Well, so we've talked about this before. This was the day that we hung out with Heather and Dre and met Jen Shaw.
And the infamous furry jacket that she's wearing that got all over her car.
And the beautiful pink hat.
Yeah, oh, gorgeous. So yes, this was like probably a little bit...
This was the day we celebrated your birthday with
I think it was March 18th, the day of, wasn't it?
Was it the day of?
I thought it was the day after or something. I can't remember. It was like right around my birthday. My birthday's in March 18th.
Yes.
You guys, March 18th.
Where's my sugar daddy at?
So yeah, this is very exciting because now we're getting into the scenes that we were there right after they filmed it.
And we actually, one of those sex gifts that Jen brought Heather, we own now.
Oh yeah, Heather gave it to me as a birthday present, pretty much. And we have used it.
But again, Heather was very terrified of all these sex things.
She's like,
actually.
Well, and plus,
she might have a penis on her head in this scene, but she literally was like freaked out.
She's like, I don't know what to do with any of this stuff.
It's really funny.
But yeah, all of that stuff that she brought over, that's all stuff that you get like from Spencer's gift.
Exactly.
It's like for brides to be, like gag gifts.
Yeah, she practically rated Spencer's.
Yeah, basically. But Jen needs to educate her on sex toys and pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Who's buying a penis ring toss? And what kind of party is that? And can I get invited?
I don't know if a wiener ring toss is the way to do it. I don't know if that's the way
And plus, like, biting on those hard candies around a nipple. What if you, like, bite a nipple? Like, oh my crunch. Yeah, and, like, you'll get, like, sticky and stuff. Like, it definitely won't work for us because it'll get wrapped up in our fur and pulled out.
True. Heather invites Jen to the Vail, Colorado trip. And then Jen tells Heather about her conversation with Lisa about Bleep.
Yes.
And Whitney sending product to Bleep, who worked for Jen.
But Heather says that, listen, she does not give those gifts out freely.
Yeah, well, even Whitney says Bleep actually signed up to be a brand ambassador.
And I remember when she did that a while ago in For Iris and Beau.
Yeah. So it was all really legit. And Heather just wants to know, she's like, well, why did Lisa even bring it up?
Yeah, she's finding it very sus that Lisa's bringing it up just to trash Whitney in the first place.
And what's even more sus, is that what the cool kids are saying? Sus?
Yeah, sus means suspect or suspicious, I think.
Yeah. And Heather said it in the show, too. I just didn't know, man. But it was also strange that Whitney was invited to the Fresh Wolf party, but Jen Shaw, Lisa's like BFF, and Heather, of course, were not invited to the Fresh Wolf party.
And that's why I was figuring why Whitney said, like, these are the people that you need to bring to the thing. And I think she also, from what Whitney said later on Watch What Happens Live, she thinks that Lisa invited her specifically so she could talk to this Cameron fellow.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Again.
So I'm like, is that the only reason why she invited Whitney?
But I like that Heather says, why would Lisa make that move?
What is that move about?
What is that move about?
Oh, yeah. She's
Make that move.
It's all a
knows
chess
that
game.
Lisa's playing a game.
Yeah.
And that's the way that Heather generally references Lisa, on the show. But she and Jen go around about that move, and they know that Lisa is always playing a game. And so if Lisa's so concerned about Whitney's gift giving, then why did she invite Whitney instead of Lisa? And then it brings back to that Cameron situation.
Heather is stirring stuff up. She's like, here's the pot.
But Jen's like, I have a foster kid. Or my aunt had foster kids.
This looks like some real bullshit right now.
Why wasn't I invited?
And I also think later on she even said that night when she was talking to us that she's even kind of adopted her like cousin or something.
Right.
And I think we saw that in the first season.
And we did find out that night that that Jen and Lisa were not on good terms that night.
Ooh, we heard an earful that whole night. We couldn't even get her out of our car to go into Heather's house. We had the door open for her, and she was just going off. She was spilling so much tea all over the place.
It was
amazing.
So this was definitely when the tide starts to turn with Jen and Lisa.
Yes.
I'm curious to see where that goes.
I'm kind of like the person that gets along with everybody.
Oh, and more tides are about to turn that are very, very serious.
But also Heather and Lisa are going to make up at some point.
Well, yeah, it's like a first move.
I mean, all kinds of tides turning.
Yeah, there's a lot of tides that are turning.
And then we finish off this episode back at the Fresh Wolf event. Jack gives a speech. He's doing really great. But it is a really small group at this event. Like, you can see there's just a handful.
It was just going to be intimate, 30 people. I'm sure people came in and out.
Yeah. And then the lady who was at the photo shoot earlier for the Fresh Wolf stuff, who saw Jen come in and get upset talking about Bleep, asks Lisa, is everything okay with Jen after your conversation about Bleep?
Yes.
Another thing that doesn't seem very genuine. It seems very placed.
Played out, yeah.
And then Lisa's friend Cameron comes to say goodbye. Cameron is Lisa's attachment to Mary.
Yes. And I was this whole time that it's happening, I'm very interested, and I'm wondering if they're going to keep going.
Well, he used to go to Mary's church, and then Lisa gets pulled away to take a photo, so then Meredith is left talking to Cameron.
Yeah, and they like literally have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Bravo's all over this conversation too.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, Cameron says as much as he can without saying too much.
She's done some horrible things.
Yeah, some things that were really harmful. He and Mary used to be very close. He went to the church for 7 years.
Yeah.
We even find out later that he was a co-pastor.
Yes. Like, that's big. Like, he wasn't just part of the congregation.
Yeah.
Like, that. So right there, I was like, oh, this man knows his stuff. Like, he knows what's going on behind the scenes even.
Yeah.
So
and he
it's very
finishes up
interesting.
with, like, there was some truth that came out that made him leave, but he wasn't going to tell the story. That's was a story for Mary to tell.
Yeah. And he just says, just please be careful around her.
Yeah.
And Meredith looks like she just saw a ghost.
Yeah, she is shook.
She is so shook. Like,
Oh my God. This is absurd.
she is so upset by what she has heard and like the cryptic messaging it came by.
Yeah.
And so she goes over to Lisa, and
Beelines
Lisa
it.
right away, she's in the middle of conversation with other people, but she right away says, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, why did she say, "Are you okay?" when she just tapped her on the shoulder, when she just say, "Oh, hi, Meredith. What's up?" Or then is everything okay? Because then you could see like what's going on in her face. But she immediately went to that. And I was like, did she really send Cameron maybe like she wanted this to happen and she knew
can't
exactly
even
what
hide
they're
it.
I know.
She can't even hide it.
I'm trying to like give her an out a little bit, but I can't. I'm really having a hard time, Lisa.
The last few episodes have been produced by Lisa Barlow.
That's why I don't trust human beings. And that is facts. I don't trust human beings.
It really has, and I'm trying.
Between the dinner with the Barlows and the Roses at the dinner where the caterers were there, and now Cameron being placed here. Even Whitney thinks that she was invited so that Cameron would have a conversation with Whitney. And Lisa can't even hide her antics.
Like she's anticipating, she's like waiting for that storyline to play out.
If you want to keep coming for me, come for me.
Yes, but
that she concocted.
Here's the deal, though. Most people are like, "Oh my God, Lisa's horrible. I hate Lisa. I can't believe what a horrible human she is." And I'm like, thank you, Lisa Barlow, for giving me some good TV.
Seriously, you are pushing some storylines.
I mean, what
forward.
would be going on?
Nothing.
What would be going on?
We would be waiting for so long for Jen Shaw to get arrested. That's what we'd be waiting for.
Yes, and a lot of people are already like, "Man, the beginning of this season sucks. I want the Jen Shaw stuff." I'm like, no, we've had enough of that with Erica Jane.
Yeah,
We've had so much great stuff happening. This Lisa and Whitney and Heather triangle.
The Jenny and her
Jen
husband.
Shaw Square. I mean, I think there's so much exciting stuff going on that I'm not in any hurry.
There's
but
multiple storylines, and that's what I need from a Housewives. When it's just one storyline going through, I get bored.
Yes, I mean, it's hard to keep talking about Erica Jane.
Yeah, it got boring. To be honest with you,
but the reunion made it a little bit more interesting.
That's because Andy Cohen is gorilla in her.
Yes. Woo. So but yeah, there's no way this wasn't staged. I mean, I did find out though that Cameron has passed away since filming.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is.
And
horrible.
he just got engaged or married, I think, in this.
I don't remember.
Something I can't remember, but that's horrible.
So it's not like I don't believe that Lisa and Cameron are at least good acquaintances.
Yeah.
But again, the fact that he was mic'd.
Yeah, he was mic'd. That's another thing is like Bravo was waiting for this storyline to happen.
Yeah, it's just too much. But thank you, Lisa Barlow.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, bravo. I mean, good job.
I love almost all of my housewives. The good, the bad. I don't find any of them really ugly. Yeah. So I'm thankful for your work, Lisa Barlow.
You're pushing like multiple storylines forward.
Yes.
And I can't thank you enough.
It's the Lord's will.
It's the Lord's work.
I love that.
It is the Lord's work. This woman's work is the Lord's work.
It is, definitely. Ugh.
Looks like the real work is happening next week. The Jen Shaw arrest is in next week's episode.
Yes.
Which we knew that timeline was coming because we remembered right after we met her, she got arrested.
It was 3 days after we met her.
And then Andy Cohen verified that on Watch What Happens Live. Then next week is the Jen Shaw. And then he says the episode after that is one of the best episodes in Housewives history.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
Well, yeah, I can now. Yes. Well, like, listen, when we ask the girls, like, how's the season going and stuff, they're like, listen, Jen Shaw's storyline isn't really even part of the storyline in this season.
Yeah,
like, yeah, it happens.
It's one of many.
They said it's so juicy. There are so many different players going on.
People who are sleeping on Salt Lake City, they just have a bad attitude.
They do.
They
oh my gosh,
have a bad attitude because this show is so good.
It is so good.
Well, if you like Housewives. Again, this cast is as strong as Potomac, which is solid.
Yeah, Potomac.
This cast is stronger than New York was this season. Orange County was last season.
It's the strongest one of all of them, I feel. And I'm not just trying to be biased. It's just so crazy.
I can't say enough. It's my favorite show on television.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to your favorite podcast.
We're going to have multiple coming in a little bit. I'm just kidding.
But we need to hopefully give some shout outs. Let me go get my phone and see if we are going to. Well, I guess that was wrong. We don't have any new shout-outs to give. No new reviews or 5-star ratings. I'm sure Hunter will let you know all about that in just a moment.
The threatening must commence.
But in the meantime, check us out on our socials. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You can also find us on YouTube, and you can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're listening to your podcast on Apple Music, I know we have millions of fans that still have not written a nice little review and given us a 5-star rating. And if you want to be famous and a nice little shout out on the podcast, you better do it, or you'll find me in your house someday.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding.
You'll be drowned with Whitney Rose in the lake behind her house.
Exactly.
No, not
something,
at all.
something cryptic. Anyways.
I did check out Spotify, and I didn't see a place where reviews might exist. So if it does exist, y'all can let me know, and I just maybe didn't know where I was looking.
Yeah, and this podcast is about to end, so you could just go to our main page on Apple Music, on Apple Podcasts, and scroll down and give us a 5-star rating and a nice little review.
Thank you all so much. It's been another great week.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, it's on.
Is it testing us?
It is. It's testing me.
Or are we testing it?
I'm being tested, I feel.
It's not working for you. Not today.